Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the HGUC Guncannon Revive from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Now I will admit I am quite partial to the Guncannon and tank designs. In fact, I might even like them a bit more than the Gundam itself. But I'll try not to let that affect my opinions of the kit. Not to mention I do really like the pilot as well, but anyway, let's just get into the review. Starting off, as always, with the articulation. Now, getting into the articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Plenty of room there. And also, the neck is hinged, so you get really far back. That's for a specific pose, but it's still nice to have. The shoulder guns are articulated up and down. They do not, however, rotate. So, do keep that in mind. Onto the shoulders, you get the standard forward-facing polycap for that. They're on a ball joint as well, so you get a little bit more movement there. Full rotation, obviously. Pretty much just under 90 degrees out to the side. You couldn't really expect too much more than that, to be honest. Full rotation here. Double jointed elbow for a full bend, and the hands, as always, are on a ball joint. Now, moving on to the waist, it's very similar to the Gundam Revive. You get a forward sort of hinge ball joint thing going on here. Due to how bulky everything is, you don't really get much more than just a hinge, but still nice that it's included. And of course you get a rotation, and just like the Gundam, you don't get much of a rotation, but it is there. These front skirts are very easy to separate, so that's not really a problem. Side skirts don't really get out of the way much, but they are on a hinge. And back skirt's solid, that's pretty standard. Hips are actually on a side-to-side rocking joint, so you get a little bit more movement there. And aside from that, they're on universal joints that get pretty good to the back, really nice out to the front, and despite the hip armor not moving out that much, pretty much full splits. Not that you'd ever really want it doing full splits, but you know, it's there. You also get a full rotation here, despite this little nub, it doesn't actually get in the way, and a full knee bend, which is nice. Then the ankle is actually pretty good, because you get a ball joint, not a lot to the back, but thanks to a little flip-flop, like the old gyms, you get a very nice bend to the front. So this is actually a very, very well articulated kit. And you don't really have any problems getting it into whatever pose you feel like. And getting into the accessories, let's, as always, start off with the sticker sheet. No color correcting stickers, but we'll get to that. But you do get the 3 numbers for the Guncannons, 108, 109, and 203. I'm not putting these on. I prefer cleaner looking kits, and also, whatever. They are here, and they look decent, but I have no intentions of using them. However, despite not having any color correcting stickers, you do still have to do a little bit of color correction on this. This yellow is paint. I don't know why they didn't just make that part of... I mean, what I would have done is have this be a seam and have the 2 sides go on like that, but whatever. Point is, you do have to paint this a little bit of yellow here, and also the Vulcans on the head are supposed to be yellow, so you're going to have to paint those. Also, I painted silver in behind the visor. You don't have to do that. It'll probably look absolutely fine without it, but I think it looks a little bit better when you do that. Aside from that, I just panel lined everything, pretty much. And I did do a little bit of detailing on the cannons. Just a little bit of a black wash in there to give a little bit of soot, and same up on here with a little bit of silver just around the edge, just so it picks it up a bit. Pretty minor and honestly not really all that necessary, but I just think that it adds a nice a little bit of extra detail to it, but aside from that, it is just bare plastic, which is nice. It has good color separation. Now, as for actual accessories, you get 2 splayed hands, which is nice, but of course, it's a high grade, so they only included it for one pose, which is the same reason that the head goes so far back, so you can have it leaning down on the ground. Well, not quite like this, but yeah, they gave you open hands so that you can have it sitting on all fours, which looks really silly, but I do appreciate the fact that they included the hands. Otherwise, you get 2 holding hands. Yeah, weirdly enough, they didn't include a specific trigger finger hand in the Guncannon, but they did for the Gundam. Anyway, this rifle is really long and has quite a few parts, actually. Both this end and the nose cap, as well as these, and 2 halves. And focus, please. Thank you. And the yellow for the scope, camera, same difference, is actually a separate piece, which is nice. So it is fully color correct, at least. And yeah, as you can see, it can actually move down to the side a bit, which is nice. Looks a little bit weird because of the hole through, so it kind of has a chunk missing out of it, but hey, I appreciate the fact that it's there. And this hand is just included in case you want to have it with 2 holding hands, since, I mean, you could technically have it hold the rifle with the other hand, but then you don't get this. So this hand pretty much is just a bonus. And as for a quick size comparison, the Guncannon's not super tall. It's about the height of a Zaku, honestly. I was actually surprised it was a bit shorter than the Gundam, but it is accurate. There's honestly sort of a weird thing going on where they get thinner and taller as they go through development. The gun tank is obviously the shortest but really wide, and then the Guncannon is sort of a middle ground between the two. So, to wrap this review up, the Guncannon Revive is an excellent kit, and honestly I wish I had built it earlier so I could have put it in my top 10 best beginner's kits, because this is a really excellent kit. Really good articulation, really good color separation, almost perfect color separation, and honestly it's just a really nice suit. I am a big fan of the Guncannon, and like I said, the pilot. So if you have any interest in picking this up, I would fully recommend it. But anyway, that's been all for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. Subscribe for future reviews and watch my backlog. Go follow me on Twitter for updates, and consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep bringing you reviews, just like this one. And as always, until next time, happy building.